All right, so we're going to talk about Alabama quarterback Jalen Milroe and look at the keys for him to have success against Georgia's defense. We got some film we're going to break down from Jalen Milroe and talk about the type of throws and plays he needs to make. But before we do that, let's look at Georgia's defense. We're going to look at 3 clips or so, do a good job demonstrating what Georgia's defense has done so far this season and what they could pose against Miller. I think the biggest question for Georgia's defense is, can they prevent the big plays? It's one thing, if they have 3 and outs, 2 3 and outs, but then if Bama can hit in a random big play 3-4 times throughout the game, that could lead to points. So can they prevent the big plays? And so far this season, Georgia's defense has given up 3 points, and then they've given up 3 points and 12 points. So 18 total points with less than 200 yards passing in each of those games, and 2 of those games coming against Kentucky and against Clemson, right? So the 2 things that pop out is the pressure Georgia's able to get, and not so much the sacks. They have 6 sacks on 40-something pressures this season, but it's what the pressures lead to. So picks, interceptions, fumbles. This one here is a very contested throw that leads to a pick. So they get pressure, not necessarily on this play, but notice the contested throws. If you go back and watch Clemson and Kentucky, even the completions are contested throws. So Georgia's going to have a lot of good coverage and force Jalen Milroe to make some contested throws, which we're going to get into when we talk about Milroe for the keys. But Georgia's defense looking at very much so going to be some contested throws that Milroe is going to have to make. So this clip here is going to show the blitz. So far against Clemson, Georgia blitzed 50% of the passing plays against Milroe. Against Kentucky, it was a little more like 60-40-ish, I believe, right around there, maybe like 62-38. Not sure what they're going to do against Milroe. We are going to talk about Milroe because one of his keys is success against the blitz, depending what Georgia decides to do. But here is Georgia showing one thing pre-snap, right? They just have 4 here, and they bring the backer, and then they bring the safety up to take the backer's place, right? So they're replacing the safety, or the backer with the safety. Blitz comes, you're going to see Georgia's able to get not just pressure, but force a fumble here on Vandergrift. They have a delayed blitz as well here. Right, so far we see Georgia's defense with pressure. They've had a lot of pressure, only 6 sacks, but the pressure leads to positive plays for the defense. And then we see contested throws. Again, go back, watch Clemson and Kentucky. Even the completions are contested. Now, one area that you may want to explore attacking Georgia's defense on is some play action. I think that there could be some success. We're going to watch a clip here of Vandergrift and play action. And Bama hasn't used play action much yet, and we're going to look at that in a second. But there could be some areas to attack Georgia's defense on play action, at least get them out of position, right? So you're going to see a clip here. At the very least, it has Georgia's defense being able to think for a second, right? You see how many guys are at the line of scrimmage. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all within, 2-3 yards of line of scrimmage. Now, Vandergrift isn't the threat that Milroe is running the ball, but he's still a good athlete. And then you have the run game going. So even if the run game is not getting going for Bama, the threat of Milroe running could be enough to help with some play action. This ends up being a completion. And again, hey, this is broadcast footage, FYI, so I do apologize for the slow motion. The quality's not great per se, but hopefully it does a good job getting the point across. And this is also not our main spot. We'll be home later this week, so we're making with what we have. So I apologize if it's not the best quality right now. Okay, so Georgia's defense, just to wrap it up, can they prevent the big plays? Even if they go 3 and out a few times, that's great. But if Bama hits on 3 or 4 big plays, that could be the game. What we've seen so far for Georgia's defense is pressure and contested throws. So Milroe, keys. We're going to watch 3 or 4 clips of Jalen Milroe. But the biggest keys is, one, I think you're going to have to hit on some explosive plays. And luckily, that's what he does best. He has 7 completions. The ball is thrown 20 yards or more in the air. And we're going to watch that. And of those 7 completions, 5 have been touchdown passes, right? So I think the biggest theme and takeaway with Milroe is, even if the offense sputters a little bit, even if the offense doesn't get rolling, can you hit enough big plays to win the game? I think that's the key, right? I don't think you need to have a bunch of sustained drives. That's not really their offense, at least so far. Now, maybe they change this week, but I think they need to hit on big plays. So here's the first big play we're going to watch of Milroe. We got 3 different type of plays. Key number one, hit on big plays. You're going to see straight drop back pass. It's going to be a touchdown to the top of the screen here. DB's flat-footed. Really has no shot against this Alabama. Actually, it's to the wheel route. I apologize. But still, Wisconsin's DBs really had no shot against Alabama's athletes that they were throwing to. Deep ball for a touchdown for Jalen Milroe. Again, explosive, deep plays. Number 2, which I don't know if we have a clip of the type of throw, but key number 2 is using play action. We looked at Vandergrift have success against Georgia on play action, at least one play, but I think it's something that could be potentially, I don't want to say exposed is the right word. Again, we got to go slow motion. Another deep play we're going to see here. Pressure in Milroe's face. So this is actually a really nice throw. Another example of him throwing a deep ball from a clean pocket and a deep ball from a pocket that's collapsing. But yeah, back to play action. Bama hasn't used play action a ton. Only 13 attempts the whole season off play action. Getting pressure to the face. Deep ball here. Only 13 attempts off of play action. He's completed 12, I believe. Yeah, he's 12 of 13 off play action so far. So I would explore using play action to get Georgia's defense out of position, maybe slow them down. Number 3, or the key number 3, and this may be the most important key, you're going to have to make contested throws against Georgia's defense. We saw the Clemson interception, contested throw. But if you go back, like we talked about at the beginning of the video, and just watch some more clips of Georgia's defense, even the completions, man, are tightly covered. So I think key number 3 is Milroe is going to have to make some contested throws, some really tough throws, right? So far we got key number 1, explosive plays, explosive throws. Key number 2, play action. And this may be a quick play action. I don't think I would count this as play action, but it has a potential threat, right? I do want to see play action. Key number 3 though. Key number 2, play actions, like we said. Key number 3, you have to make some contested throws. And key number 4, we're going to watch this next play, is how will you do against the blitz. We'll get to that in a second. But here's a corner throw against Wisconsin for a touchdown. Again, you can see it's about 26 yards in the air. I think 3 of his 7 deep balls thrown this season were against Wisconsin. I think we watched all of them, actually. It's a nice corner shot from Milroe. But so this next clip is going to be against the blitz, against USF. And Milroe has done fine against the blitz per se, but he's done much better whenever the defense is dropping 7 or 8 compared to the blitz. Now, he's been blitzed 42% of his passes. I have it down here. Let me double check. He's been blitzed 42% of the time. And against the blitz, his completion percentage is only 52%. And his yards per attempt is 8.5. Whenever they're dropping 7 or 8, his completion percentage goes up to 75%. His yards per attempt is north of 12, I believe, right? So does Georgia blitz more than they did against Clemson and Kentucky? If they blitz, could Milroe escape and bust a long run with only 3 or 4 defenders in the back? That's kind of the threat when you blitz someone like Milroe. But if they do blitz, let me move my face here, I apologize. If they do blitz, can Milroe have success without using the run game if they have a spy to spy on Milroe? Here's a good clip of Milroe against the blitz against USF. They bleeding 5, and he's able to throw a good ball middle of the field for, I believe they get a first down here. I think this was early in the game against USF, if I'm not mistaken. It's like a second and long, and they blitz, and Miller's able to get a completion against the blitz, right? So again, I don't know if Georgia's going to blitz. I don't know if it's smart to blitz Milroe and he escapes and he uses his legs. We haven't even talked about his legs. We're just talking about the throwing game, essentially. But his legs could be huge in this game as well, right? So just to recap, the 4 keys, at least from my brain, for Milroe to have success against Georgia is number 1, you got to hit in some explosive plays. That's what you rely on to score, so I think you're going to have to continue to do that. Number 2, use play action. Again, only 13 attempts, 12 of 13 off play action. I think that there could be some success there. Number 3, make contested throws. Then number 4, how are you going to do against the blitz? Maybe that's more of a question than a key, right? So, but Bama fans, Georgia fans, if you're watching this video, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I think, again, Georgia's defense, arguably the best defense in college football. But this will be by far the toughest offensive opponent, right? So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what you think about Milroe, what he needs to do to have success, what are the keys against broadcast footage. I apologize for slowing it down. But again, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you like this SEC QB content, we do film breakdowns, game breakdowns, previews, recaps each week, mostly SEC quarterbacks, but depending on the game, we'll talk other quarterbacks as well. So like, share, subscribe, helps the channel grow. We'll see you next time. Peace.